true, things that are false, and things that are totally missing context. Well, here's what I'll say. So, number one, I am frankly kind of a conspiracy theory on the Epstein stuff, and that story says that that's one of the things that's true, is that some people call me a conspiracy theory on the Epstein stuff. And I love Susie, but absolutely, she thinks I'm a conspiracy theorist on the Epstein stuff, because I think that it's crazy that you had this guy who was clearly a sex predator who was hanging out with a lot of very wealthy and powerful people. Like, that really bothered me. I don't know what's there, of course. Nobody knows exactly.
Nobody knows what's there. We saw the files with Bill Gates in every picture, Bill Clinton in every picture.
The White House wasn't committed to full transparency. We have to remember, like, I was inside the room when some of these decisions were made. The Epstein Files Transparency Act, the one that the president signed, the one that led to all these files that we're seeing, the emails. By the way, again, sorry, do I have to send my boss? I know you guys don't always appreciate this, but, you know, one of the things you see in the Epstein emails is that Jeffrey Epstein hated Donald Trump, and that Donald Trump literally reported Jeffrey Epstein to the police. That's one of the things that came out in these files.
They were best friends for about a decade. And remember, he signed that Transparency Act under duress when some Republican women, congresswomen like Lauren Boebert, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, did not give in to his pressure of not signing. He brought Lauren Boebert into the Situation Room to pressure her into caving on not voting for that bill.
So let me respond to that. So
that's all true.
Let me respond to that. So number one is, yes, Donald Trump, he said this. He knew Jeffrey Epstein back in the 1980s. He also threw Jeffrey Epstein out of his club when he found out he was a creep and reported him to the police. That's something that the media often misses when it reports the story. They tell the fact that they knew each other in the 80s, which the president himself admits. They ignore the fact that he narked on him to the police and led ultimately to Jeffrey Epstein's
narked on him.
To that point, Anna, you know the Republican Party. Well, it's one of the things that led to law enforcement investigation. But on the point that you
it
made,
was allegedly over a real estate deal that they got into a fight over.
But the email says actually.
They didn't just know each other. Let's just be truthful and transparent here. They didn't just know each other. They were incredibly close friends.
He reported him to the police. That's what I'm saying. That is objectively true. But Anna made another point. I would be, if I may, because Anna made a very important point. This question about, did Donald Trump release these files only under duress from Republicans? And Anna, you know the Republican Party probably better than I do. The idea that Donald Trump runs around afraid of Republican congressmen as opposed to the other way around is kind of crazy.
But
because the Republicans control the House and the Senate, particularly the Senate, you need the Republican sign-off. What the president did is, look, I will say this. Again, I was in there in the meetings. He was very frustrated that the Democrats were making this about him when he's like, look, I threw the guy out of my club. I am the guy who reported him to the police, or one of the people who reported him to the police. The president was frustrated about that, absolutely. But he eventually came to say, you know what? Let's just get everything out there. Let's have this out in the public. And he actually called the senators. I was there. He called the senators and said, you know what? Pass this bill, I'll sign it. And that was it.
Let me follow up briefly.
Yes.
It sounds like you believed that there would be men in the files who would be held accountable. Rightfully so. And the American people are with you on this. Why haven't we seen the release of over 2.5 million additional Epstein file documents? It seems like you are someone that is on the right side of history on this.
So we have released, I think it's 6 million files or 6 million pages of documents. My understanding is that 2.5 million, Sonny, I'm going to check on this to make sure, but my understanding is that a lot of those are duplicates of things that have already been released.
So
we're not holding it. Some of those things are, like, the courts have to order you to release them. So that was one thing that we confronted. We talked about this situation in our meetings is, you know, there's a big bunch of files that existed, I think, in the Southern District of New York, or maybe it was some other jurisdiction. But we were like, we want to release these files, but you need the court approval in order to release the files. Sometimes we would apply to release the files, and the courts would say no. So those particular documents, I would need to actually know exactly what you're talking about.
3.5 million documents were released, and my understanding is 2.5 million have not been.
Those may have been the ones that are under court seal. I don't know what the documents you're talking about, but I'm telling you,
Let me go to break.
Sure.
Let me go to break.
So, Epstein, I know this is Michael Wheelhouse. I know he said a lot about Epstein, Michael. You might be too busy to track what he's stating. I know you say you don't care, but when it comes to Epstein, I know you do care. So.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying that I believe Donald Trump is a sexual predator, and I believe that he's guilty of what we heard. And it's funny you mentioned the Southern District of New York. The court case that we read with the 13-year-old that talked about being raped by him and then by Jeffrey Epstein, and the one that said that she was told that she looked like Savanta and all of that. So for me, anytime he discussed it, I have to revert back to what I was saying earlier. I just believe that he's a liar. I believe that Trump is guilty and that he's also a liar. They've been proven to be liars. So I just don't believe anything he says. I think it's just all like a waste of time listening to him talk, because there's no truth in anything that he discussed.
Okay. I mean, well, I thought it was a good interview. I think listening to the View, the way they question him. So imagine how we have these rooms, and if we have the VP come in here. Jay Fresh, hold on, give us a moment. If we have the VP in here, Michael, you would be able to ask him some of these questions, right? So it's, even though you might not care, think he's a liar, but you still would want to get those questions out because there's a larger.
Let me tell you this, and I'm going to be honest when I say this. If I had a show, and I'm dead serious about this, I would not have him on. I literally, even though he's the vice president of the United States, I literally would not have him on. I'm just, because I don't want to propagate like lies or whatever. I think anytime they get an open mic, all we're doing is we're giving them like, their bully pulpit. We're giving them like, we're magnifying their ability to get lies out and propaganda. I don't believe a word that they say. So I definitely, if I had a show, I wouldn't put him on there.
So let me add anything you heard on there that I didn't know the type of causal situation. I'll go ahead. Ed or Moose, whoever want to go first.
I'm a little tied up. I'll be right with you.
Moose,
I was just going to say, Omar, when you're asking Michael, what questions would you have asked the vice president if he was on your show?
I would have asked him if he was in here. I would say, why did?
Can I rub your balls? That's what you asked.
I would ask them, why haven't they met with the victims? Whatever. Oh shit. Hey, come on. Wait till Lisa get back. Wait till Lisa.
You'd ask him, hey, so did me mom tell you that you was gay?
I would ask them, why haven't they met with all the victims? You had the Attorney General inside, and she was asked, has she met with the victims with their hands up? Have you met with them? Have they met with them? And why? I would also ask, is there any other, are there going to be investigations possibly into the case? Because there are still people walking around and these victims have not had their full justice. So if the Republicans are supposed to be the party that protect children, and supposed to be the party against pedophiles, why haven't they?
Can you shake that ass for me?
Oh,
Wait, Omar, you still believe the Republicans are the party against pedophiles? You still believe that?
well, it makes it harder now when in this case.
It makes it harder or not fucking believing? Which one?
So prior to that, because, and just hear me out, just give me a moment to explain thoroughly. It was the Republicans, it was them that were pushing for that. The Republicans and the MAGA folks that were pushing for the people who were in for WikiLeaks to be exposed. And as soon as they had the opportunity to expose them, they folded.
Do you think that they really were planning on doing that, or they were just talking shit because they knew no one was having at the time?
I'm going to say I agree. I think now looking at it, they were just utilized as a political for votes. Like, oh, Democrats are not talking about it. Democrats are not talking about exposing these rings and what's going on, and therefore, people like, oh shit. So let me give you just a quick story question. So WikiLeaks went back in 2017. I don't know, 2016, close to 2016, close election. WikiLeaks actually sent me a message. I'm surprised it didn't get flagged.
WikiLeaks sent him a message. WikiLeaks sent him a message.
Of that drop. So which was crazy, right? And so when I seen it,
Wait, you said they sent it to you?
they sent it to a bunch of people. So they sent it to they sent it to a bunch of people. I was in that group, and you know, this is where I first learned about Podesta's and spirit cooking, right?
Spirit cooking.
And I was like, this is sick. That was one of the reasons why I was like, fuck, I can't vote for Clinton. You know, when you start hearing about this, you guys familiar with spirit cooking?
But are you sure that it was WikiLeaks and that?
Oh,
hold on. Are you sure that it wasn't IO from like one of the botnets, something like that?
You know what I'm saying, bro?
No. It was their actual followers. It's their actual.
Not necessarily the endpoints of what they want you to look at, but I'm talking about the origin of the routing of that email. Who dispatched it?
Hold on. It was the link, and they did it through messaging on Twitter at the time. So they sent
it was from a Twitter account.
Yeah, from the Twitter accounts. Yeah.
So there's a WikiLeaks main Twitter account. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, and they actually reached out to me again in 2020. Actually, I think I have that screenshot. The one they reached out because I sent it to people. Because they asked me to share something because of my follower account. I have a high following account. Well, I did at one time. So, but now when Trump, 2024, fast forward a decade, 9 years, 10 years later.
Omar, you had over like 100,000 subs?
Well, they don't call them subs. That's Twitch, But I had over 120,000 followers for sure.
Okay. Come on, I say, like, you know what I'm saying? Someone reaching out because followers, bro. You know, man.
Yeah. Well, no. I wish I had subs. Look at AB and not to derail, but you look at people who got Twitch and Kick. They making money. So.
Although Cousins is the. I ain't trying to be
Yeah.
If you look online and see where these so people are from, you can probably put it together and figure it out. You be on platforms, Marty, Twitch and that shit?
Nah.
That shit's hard enough.
I need to get on, but I would love. I'm a gamer, so I would love to get on that. That's why. Hey, Misa, you're back. You missed it.
That's not playing games, though. That's just watching people play games.
Yeah, it's talk.
Funniest people.
So when you play Madden, do you play CPU only? Is that how you drive yourself?
No, I play.
You play two-handed? You play yourself like one on?
I think you're playing with a foot too, yo.
The monkey.
So we're playing.
Fur monkey.
You're like a dog trying to fucking scratch his ears and shit.
That one in his asshole.
Hold on, leave it. So now we missed.
I'm sorry, Mike. It's not you. It's just like it's the vision.
Nah, that's all good.
That was funny.
Or he got one foot over his fucking shit trying to scratch it.
We were just listening to the JD Vance interview. And now he missed it. He talked about Epstein. And he mentioned that a couple of key things. Epstein, he was the one in the meeting. There might be recordings of the situation.
We need to publicly apologize.
There might be recordings because I don't know if anyone caught Sonny mentioned in that clip. I heard there's recordings of you actually pushing back to try to release the Epstein. They tried to get Tucker Carlson to interview Giselle Maxine. Mess up her name all the time. And that he, thank you, Craig. And that he was, he then, tried to do this thing and said, well, Trump is the reason why, he got arrested, is in the investigation, because he's the one that narked on Epstein, and yes, they hung out in the 80s and 90s, but when he found out he was a creep. Then he turned, that's when he turned him in. So he did that little song and dance. You missed it, but I just want to kind of give you. And then he said the economy is great. He got work to do with gas prices and other things, but he said construction jobs are up, manufacturing jobs are up, and which will then probably lead to higher wages because of that all the investments coming into the country. So that's an update. You were gone.
So what do you think about his comment about the economy?
Oh well, I don't know about. I haven't seen the most recent. But last time I checked, the only jobs that were keeping the economy up was not manufacturing, construction. It was healthcare. So the last report shows the jobs.
OnlyFans, you said? OnlyFans?
Yeah, healthcare. You can put that. OnlyFans too. A lot of. We have.
So, did you guys hear about what happened with the FBI and terror plot for the UFC fight? That's on my list of stuff to talk about. I think that's fake news. I don't believe any
What about
of it.
FBI?
The FBI, hold on. The FBI disrupted an alleged terror plot targeting the White House UFC fight event. I think it's fake as hell. Every time Trump goes someplace, all of a sudden it's an assassination plot. Let me play this thing. It's just fake. I don't believe any of it. Hold on. He just wants sympathy and empathy, and it's starting to get old now because everywhere he goes, somebody's trying to kill him. It's just, come on. It's just, I don't know. I don't believe anything now that comes out the White House. And nobody can ever achieve the mission. Just like the third, fourth time. I don't believe any of this crap. I think it's just him trying to get attention and sympathy.
Thanks, Greg. An FBI alert. The FBI is disrupting an alleged plot targeting last weekend's UFC Freedom 250 event at the White House. Officials telling Fox a network of nearly 24 suspects has been identified with at least 5 people in custody. The alleged plan included explosive-packed drones hitting buildings near the event, forcing a mass evacuation and steering crowds toward a pre-staged sniper team. A second wave was then planned to storm the White House gate. The FBI first learned of the threat last Wednesday and then worked with law enforcement across multiple states to stop it. Fox News contributor and George Washington University law professor Jonathan Turley joins us now. Jonathan, we're learning about this after the fact that the fight went off without any problems. Thank the good Lord. They uncovered this signal chat. What's your reaction?
Well, Angela, this is really a cautionary tale. The fact is that the government is not the only party preparing for the July 4th celebrations. There are terrorist organizations that are drawn to the same events. If you are in the business of creating terror, there's no greater inducement than these types of celebrations, including the one at the White House. What is really chilling about this is the level of preparation and planning. This was not just some type of improvised device or a sniper. This was a well set out pattern of events to maximize casualties. And we have to keep in mind that under the Biden administration, millions of unvetted people were released into this country. It would be a very dangerous delusion to believe that these terrorist organizations and countries did not use that open border to bring people inside.
Well, I'm reading a little bit more too, Jonathan. This is crazy. It says the one alleged suspect told investigators the goal was to target capitalist elites, billionaires, politicians who received donations from the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. The investigation stretched at least 12 FBI field offices. Thanks to all those FBI agents who reported this so that nobody was injured and our president was safe. All right, let's talk about Luigi Mangione. Today is...
Okay, so anybody believe that they had this drones with bombs on them, then they were going to steer everybody in like cattle into a particular area and have high-powered snipers there to snipe you off?
I definitely have a comment on this. Like, literally, the man has 2 gigantic cranes out there. If you looked at the stuff the other day, like Derek Trump was up on the roof of the White House overlooking the UFC. area, and he like pointed out the two big cranes. So he's got an unpopular ballroom project. I know that I'm getting old, and I don't know if they still do fables, but if everyone is familiar with The Boy Who Cried Wolf, that's all this is. Like every time, to your point, Misa, every time there's something, I thought it was going to be something in Madison Square Garden, and now this time they're targeting like high-end donors. So all the people he wants to protect in his ballroom, because he literally is just trying to get this ballroom built. So anytime there's something with Trump, now there's going to be some kind of an assassination attempt, period.
I mean, the details never came out. I haven't seen the court filing, so I'm going to remain neutral and say, is it possible? I mean,
Of course.
there was a plot by a group in California that was real. It was extremely real. And, you know,
Maury, come on, bro. Like, you gotta be fucking with us, man. Like I'm starting to really, come on, bro.
no, I don't. Just so I say this. I say there are people who dislike this man with every being, every fiber, everything, every proton.
Yeah, there's people that are like that. But do you think that those people that could be fucking mature enough to say, okay, let me use real fucking discernment and say what's good for the country versus focus about him? I don't give a fuck about him to that point, to that extent, Mark.
Yeah,
it's the fucked up shit that comes along with him. It's like you guys are so fixated on thinking that people give a fuck about him personally. He's nothing but a fucking shit stain.
There's people that think he's one of the most dangerous people on this planet, and yeah, people like.
Well, he is a fucking devil.
Right, and there's people who are not mentally tight, right? We all know that. Look, we saw people go inside the Capitol.
What is mentally tight? What is mentally tight in 2026 in America, bro?
Mentally tight is not trying to take down the president of the United States at a UFC event and just vote. That's mentally tight when it comes to this situation. Look, again, we see people all the time doing things you like, I can't believe they just did that. Unfucking believable. So it doesn't surprise. It shouldn't surprise anyone on this stage that people were using these hidden chats to try to plan something like this.
And good old Cash Patel was there to, Cash Patel was there, Director FBI Cash Patel. He said, I stopped them cold. I don't believe none of it. The suspects were identified. I'm sorry? Go ahead.
You know how we found out is that the boy's mama reported him. She snitched on her own son. There you go.
The mother did?
Yeah, one of them is 19-year-olds from
19-year-old
Ohio.
Cropper. Yeah.
And the FBI followed the tip from his mother, apparently.
And Moose, did you know he was a former MAGA? He had a picture that said in 2016.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then he said that then in 2025 he switched up with all the bullshit.
Go figure. He was probably January 6th.
So it was him, it was a 19-year-old arrested in Ohio along with a 24-year-old Brian, Michael, who's 32, Esgreg, who's 32, and Abraham Hermosillo Alvarez, who's 31. They're all over the place. One was in Ohio, one was in Missouri, one was in Nebraska, one was in California. They were all over the place. And I guess the 19-year-old was the head ringleader.
Well, that explains how they got caught. The brain's not fully developed yet.
This is crazy. I don't believe
he's a criminal mastermind. I don't know. They're
the
gutsy.
group allegedly wanted to jumpstart a revolution by shooting. Now, okay, how is this going to start a revolution? Just walk me through this. The group allegedly wanted to jumpstart a revolution by shooting high-value targets identified as wealthy people and politicians attending a UFC fight. That's going to start a revolution?
No. Take away Uber and Netflix. That'll start a revolution.
Yeah,
They just conveniently happen to be all the people that Trump wants in his ballroom. Like, so Obama, the first black president, how many attempts or how many plots do you think there probably were on his life? And I need to look this up. I heard the number at some point. How many did we actually hear about? This
You're in the Matrix, Michael. Or is that me?
It's him.
Okay, so they started. Okay, this is wild. They gotta get better people in here to make up these stories. They wanted to protect the United States, which they believe was headed in the wrong direction. They said that it has something to do. Let me go back up and look at this. Something about the data sets taking up too much water, and where's the other one? Oh God. They want to tear down the United States so it can be rebuilt. And on June 11th, the 19-year-old, his last name is Proper, admitted to being part of planning. He's part of planning, 19, the attack, and said the group began communicating with each other around March. So they didn't even, I mean, this is a new group, and they had all this planned from March to June. And Trump can't even stop a war. And they were literally getting ready to tear down the United States and so it can be rebuilt from March to now. And Donald can't even stop a war that wasn't a war.
I just
Maybe
read
you should hire these people.
Can anybody ask me why we need to buy it?
11 attempts on Obama's life, and
Thank you.
they were foiled. And you know, we didn't really hear much about the details of each one of those.
Damn thing about it because he didn't want to borrow. I'm saying Trump is just, it's just a piece of what he brought to them.
Yeah, I don't believe any of this. So I guess I go on the conspiracy side, y'all, Michael, yeah. I just don't. I don't know. I don't.
So Lisa, so do you think that these people are sacrificing themselves on behalf of the president? Like they're getting money for this? Like they're gonna go to jail? Like why would you think this is fake? I mean, I'm just trying to understand. Why would you go to prison for this?
So the reason I think it's fake is when his ear got shot off, but then it grew back. That young man went to the scalpel to the head, and then his parents. It was just the whole thing was weird with that whole situation. So it started there. I tried not to talk about it too much because at first I was like, oh no, it's no way. And now, but after he came from the ER and he had a maxi pad on his ear, and then once the maxi pad came off, there was no damage whatsoever to his ear. I was like, okay, yeah, something's not right.
Lisa, did you see this week? I saw a story where I can't remember if it was Blank. He told somebody to shut that investigation down. So the Butler County shooting, there literally was an article I saw this week. I didn't read the article. I saw the headline, and like I said, I'm just all of it to me is like lies and bullshit. But essentially, they were told. I think Trump told them to shut that investigation down. Somebody might be able to find it, but I'm just saying it's just bullshit.
I agree with you, Michael, and I'm securing my tin hat right now. It's just funny how every time he goes somewhere or some event is going on, somebody's trying to get to him, but they can never get to him. Not even with drones, with bombs on them. I mean, it's like, come on.
So for you and Michael to believe that, let's just go back to 2024 to believe the shooting was actually, fake. That means you would have to have the support of the current Secret Service, of the previous president. So that means you would have to be in cahoots with the Bidens. And I haven't heard anyone from the Biden administration come back and say that was a setup and that was fake.
You act like that stuff couldn't have been organized in spite of Biden. Look, like
Hey, Jake.
the first one was obvious. It
on stage, went on stage and then posed for pictures. He needed that to boost his candidacy. And then what about the recent one, Omari, at the hotel? All of a sudden, there's this attempt at the hotel, right? At the what was that press conference there? And then all of a sudden, the next day, oh, see, this is why we need to build the ballroom for the taxpayers to pay for it, because these hotels aren't secure. It was just a coincidence that happened, and now he made the case for why the taxpayers needed to pay for the ballroom. I mean, come on. Are we supposed to sit here and play stupid? Like that's the difference. A lot of Trump supporters, they purposely play stupid. I don't think all of you believe half the shit. You all just know how to fall in line.
I mean, I just go back to what I previously said. I don't think that the previous administration would have allowed this to happen under their watch. So,
Amara, do you think it's strange? Do you find it ironic? Oh, sorry, Michael.
Going towards me, I just want to, after you, Musa, I just want to answer because Amara directed the question to me. I'll go after you, whoever wants to go.
Amari, can you hear me? Amari, you there?
yeah, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Alright, so do you think it's conspiracy or not conspiracy, whatever, but do you think that the one Vantage rooftop that was posed the most threat during the infamous attempted assassination, that the Secret Service just left it to the local boondock fucking sheriff to take care of. And they're like, oh, we thought, the local cops do that, even though it's literally even though we're the Secret Service, and this is what we do, and we always secure the perimeter, especially in rooftop areas that have vantage point to the platform from where Trump is going to be speaking. Do you find that a little miscommunication?
I'll go ahead.
No, after you answer that, because I was going to get back to it also, since I was the one who asked the question. Whenever you're done answering, Moose, I'll answer you also.
I mean, I can see where things can be like, oh shit, like how did they not know to have people on the tower? How do you not have people on the roof that day? Why were they inside? Because it was too hot. I mean, I go back to the previous director of the Secret Service, Kimberly Cheatham, and her when she went on and spoke in front of Congress, and so she indicated that there were mistakes made on their behalf. I don't know anything about anything else than what I can only with the people who was on the scene.
Okay. So Omari, it's hard when you do this. It's hard to act like you're not doing this on purpose or you're being like obtuse. So the guy, they saw this guy on the roof. People called it in like 10 minutes, I think, before the shot happened. Also, if you've ever seen the way that they hustle people out, like if you go back and look at the Ronald Reagan shooting when he got shot by John Hinckley, or different things that happened, the way that they even moved him off the stage after this event, and then he threw up his fist and the flag lowered behind him for the whole fight photo. I'm just saying, Omar, if you're like that gullible that you believe that there's nothing going on there, then God bless you. But I'm just saying, I just don't believe that. I just think you're doing it. You cannot be that gullible. I just don't believe. I think you're clearly doing this on purpose.
Fair enough. I think we went around enough on this one, but yeah, I actually on this one here, no troll. I fundamentally just don't see it, but I appreciate the back and forth.
Okay, so, but regardless of what you want to say, I'm saying this is bullshit. I'm reading it more and more, and Kash Patel, it's supposed to be a big secret, but Kash Patel comes out and says, I just ordered And then another person in the FBI, they named his name. Let's see, where is he on this article? Um, the Secret Service Deputy Director, Matt Quinn, was asked about the thwarted incident, and he described it as a serious threat but did not offer many details, saying that the case was ongoing. He also appeared frustrated by how the investigation was made public, saying, "I'll tell you a phrase I learned early in my career in the New York field office that's don't, the quote is, don't choke on your own smoke." Well, he needs to go talk to his fucking boss. Because this Cash Patel who's jumping up and down saying, "Look what I did, looky what I did." And I think this is like Clubhouse. You guys get on the Clubhouse and you want to talk about what you're going to do and all this kind of crazy stuff. You got a 19-year-old, and then the 19-year-old comes down. Now, one guy who works on drones, see, they don't even know if he works on drones. That's your resume. You're not like a military person. You're not like a senior. You just work on drones. I mean, the drones that you get from what? I don't know, worked on drones. You know how people be in here, I'm gonna send a drone to your house, I'm gonna get your IP in. I mean, it's a lot of talk, and they were on TikTok. Oh, that's safe. Let's be on TikTok talking about what we're gonna do to the president. That's real smart. So they were going on TikTok, right? They probably were doing dance videos to this. And they just scooped them up saying, "Oh, now we gonna pretend like they were getting ready to do something bad to the D, to Big D." And another attempt while we need a bomb room with a basement in a hospital and 100,000 square feet. This is, I agree with you, Michael. On TikTok, they were talking about this. They probably were doing it to a dance video. What song was it? They were doing a dance video, with their outfits on. Come on. So they got a preliminary hearing coming up in the 29th of June. And then this young man, the 19-year-old, says, okay, where's his quote? Where is it? God, I've been scrolling so long I lost this quote. But to paraphrase it, he said, "I wasn't going there to kill anybody." Where is the word? Okay, the 19-year-old said, although he was not going to the protest in order to shoot people, several members of the group were intent on violence. But the complaint against him said, but you don't have any quotes from the other group, of the other people in the group that were intent on violence. What you are quoting is the 19-year-old said he wasn't going to the protest in order to shoot people.
You know what? The media doesn't even believe this shit. Think about it. Before Trump's presidency, assassination attempt on a president would have been breaking news for weeks. Maybe I would even give it months. Nobody gives a shit. Like the media's not even they don't even cover this shit anymore. And it'll go on it for a day and okay, move on.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Hey, JD, when you were younger, did you learn the fable of the boy who cried wolf? Did y'all have that fable?
Yep.
You said you did?
Yep. We did.
Right. So for anybody that's not familiar, that's too young for that fable, like a boy kept calling wolf, and the townspeople would come out to basically try to save him from a wolf that they thought might try to eat him or harm villagers. And when they came out, like, the boy would laugh, and he was tricking them about the wolf, until one day a wolf came. He cried wolf, came because they had been tricked before. I'm saying that Trump literally is playing him, and I'm just saying that it's just it just to like sit there and pay attention to him. And so the media, when you say something too much, he's had, this is what, 5 attempts? He had the one in Butler, he had the one at the golf course, he had the one where the dude ran up at the Correspondents' Dinner, he had the one where the guy got shot outside the White House, then he had this drone attack, so that's 5. So I'm just saying, like, what are we doing?
Well, Michael, the one outside the White House, they already, like, the detail, Secret Service already had information about him. Like, there was a long history about his mental illness. So I don't even know if you can even count that one. And he was shooting like somewhere like near the town. It just happened that it was around the White House. So they tried to attribute that to an attempt, but that one has never panned out to be an attempt. The other thing I wanted to bring up is I heard Lisa say that, or Lisa say that this is all done on TikTok. Most extremists, the MO is that they're not going to use TikTok. They're going to use some type of encrypted communication like Discord or Signal or, you know, the usual suspects. So this, I mean, I was just talking to someone about this earlier today. All of these attempts are weak as fuck, but they keep doing this. And to your point, Michael, Trump is going to cry wolf until he finally meets a...
Yeah, and they're not gonna use whatever that shit is, TikTok, right? But even the weirdos ones that in that space on Discord.
Right.
You remember that dude released all that shit, the fucking National Guardsman? Was in there fucking releasing national secret, he got like 15 years or some shit?
Yep.
From Massachusetts or something like that?
Yep. That one cat was on Discord, and they came knocking on his door. They did not play.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this shit is. But you know, that day when he did that show in Butler, PA, I remember coming up on and here saying that I don't know if it's this room or whatever, but on Clubhouse, saying that was bullshit. He didn't get shot. Motherfuckers were like, nah, he first, that's bullshit. You can see right there he didn't get shot, man.
And I mean, the shit is weak because every time, like as soon as that event was over, the first thing I heard was, "Oh, unit, there was a drone attempt." I'm like, man, come on, let's be for real. So the only thing that they have is this dude works around drones. Well, fuck, I work around keyboards all damn day. What does that make me? Like, come on.
But hey, it's what some people still like, they still love, right? You know what I mean? Like, you got people still playing like this shit is normal, so.
Okay, that's just one of the breaking news for today. And I don't know. I'm gonna do Lawrence O'Donnell, but I don't know why James Harden is being arrested. Does anybody know why? Because it came on feed yesterday, and I didn't know.
What, like, I think it was something for not shaving or some shit. Yeah, like fucking licensed beard or some shit.
Let's see, why did they
He
arrest him?
had a gun on him, I thought.
Yeah, some shit.
Oh,
like that. Where did he get arrested? What state was he in?
I'm looking. It just came over my phone, and I didn't get a chance to open it up. But I was wondering, why did they arrest James Harden? So he had a gun. Why? Okay, so it wasn't registered?
That's why I'm asking what state.
Let me see if I can find it. Okay, arrested, charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. Oh, down in Texas. The arrest went down in Texas. According to authorities, he was caught with a handgun in his vehicle. It was allegedly in plain sight and not being carried in a holster. Charged as a misdemeanor, though. Spokesman pulled over on Crawford Street for a traffic violation.
That's bullshit.
He identified himself and was taken into custody. He was released on bond with a court date for June 22nd.
Wait.
That's such bullshit. So basically, if it was holstered, it'd have been no issue. So the cop is fucking with him. Like, can they give him a warning?
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, yo.
Getting into the space. I see Jay's making it. What's up? I see Nixon 5. I see Jay's making it rain, so thank you, Jay. J plus. And Misa, it's weird to see you not as top left. I was wondering where your voice was coming from. And then thank you, Jay. JB, I appreciate you. Oh, okay. All right, very good. That's weird for Texas, isn't it? That seems like it just fucking, even arresting him and then having a trial date or some shit. I thought Texas was supposed to be like freedom or something.
But that's the one thing you have to have an altar. They're fucking idiots, bro. What's action? We need action. Action, where you at?
Well, here in Texas.
Yo, stop. Yo, stop. Look, I was scrolling on my app to see if she was here. Y'all stop.
So where in Texas, Lisa?
It isn't just in Texas.
I think it was down in Grand Prairie.
No, it was.
It was down over there by yonder.
Dallas-Fort Worth. Okay, so what actually happened? Okay, I got two more breaking stories before we get to Lawrence. Oh, so Serena and Venus are coming back. They got the wild card spot for Wimbledon. So I'm just gonna watch it just because they're coming back and they're not young chickens. They both had babies, or one only had a baby.
Serena has two, and I think the sister has one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, okay, I wanna check that out. So I will be watching just because they're in it. And what else? There was something else I wanted to tell you guys. God damn, I don't remember what the second thing was I was going to tell you. But, so what exactly happened? Do you guys believe that the butt jumper who plummeted to her, do you believe that they threw her over there on purpose because they're up on murder charges? It's not funny. It's just not funny.
No, I just think that was just a horrible mistake. I saw the video. I don't think they did it on purpose. I mean, I think it just seemed like that was normally like a part of their whole routine. But that was tragic. And they threw, somebody was like, the rope. I was like, oh shit, it's too.
You mean to tell me the way they are carrying her, y'all have to see this for yourself. You have to pick her up to carry her. So is the rope put on last just before you throw them off the cliff?
No.
No, the rope should have been put on before. She should have been harnessed before. And
So
secured before.
you picked her up. And
She
you got
first
no, she
jumped
didn't
that
have a
rope up.
fucking harness on.
Lisa, that's how she wanted to die, but they didn't check to make sure that the rope was secure. They're supposed to be like a
That's how
double.
she wanted to die.
No, I said that's the way she wanted to go. She wanted to go like airplane. So she had her arms out and they were going to throw her off the cliff, but they did not check to make sure that the rope was secure. They messed up.
Sometimes I just don't believe this shit because you're picking somebody up. It's two of you, not just one, but two of you. You literally are picking her up. The way they had her hoisted in the air like that, I can't even understand how they didn't not see that she wasn't hoisted to anything. It's beyond me.
I don't disagree. If you think if they're in business and they've been doing this for a while and they've been doing it all day, somebody would have said, hey, yeah, let's make sure she's harnessed in before they throw over. But yeah.
The only job you have if you're working at the bungee jumping place is to put that thing on. That's the only job.
Right. It ain't really much to it.
Like you forgot to do what? You grabbing somebody, you haven't done the first thing that you should put the damn hook on the back.
And yo, sweet, here's another crazy.
Well, I mean, it's a church or it's a religious.
Well, that's the difference about the Mormons and the Catholics. The Mormons rent the Catholics buy.
Well, I think the Jews also.
Damn fucking right.
I mean, they own the entire state line. What's that?
Someone you just paid for the meal.
She pays for the offering, the guy pays for the drink and the appetizer.
SpaceX Jewish?
He's a Nazi.
Allegedly.
Well, he gave a Heil Hitler, right?
Twice.
Well, there twice. See, he's a Nazi times two.
He wasn't
I don't know if you know this, Steve, but Elon was raised with Hasidic Jews in South Africa. So before you go around calling people Nazis, you should learn about Elon's past. He's Jewish friendly. And after October 7th, guess who went straight to Israel with Ben Shapiro? Elon Musk.
Fucking fraud on Clubhouse.
Whoa.
Projection alert, ad hominem alert. Projection alert, ad hominem alert.
Fucking talking. No, I'm speaking the truth. It's not an ad hominem. It's truth. You're the biggest fraud on Clubhouse. You have multiple
You got multiple accounts.
You have
Because you have multiple profiles, that makes you a fraud, Steve?
all the time. This is not ad hominem. This is the truth.
So, yeah, I don't consent to be recorded, by the way. Yeah, Steve, I didn't know that, so thank you for enlightening me. I mean, I knew about the
You're welcome. And whenever he goes into a room, he's recording it on YouTube. So your room is being reproduced without your permission on YouTube. Just ask him. He'll admit it.
Yeah, but that's against terms of service, so I don't know how.
Like,
Is that a fact or is that an opinion? Because I'm sitting here in my office right now recording myself on YouTube. I don't think I'm breaking any rules, laws, procedures, or processes.
told you.
It's explicitly stated in the terms of.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Show me where it says it. Let me see it. Don't just say it. Let me see it. Show it. Show it. Let me see it. Take it out. Let me see it. Put a link in the chat. Hello?
But Steve,
I want to say, I've grown to like Alistair Moore.
Dots.
Well, that's the name he's using here. That's why I'm calling him Alistair. And he's kind of like an Andy Kaufman / Abby Hoffman. It's kind of a performance art and a political, artistic thing. And I found him harmless and even nice. And I understand that many people disagree with the recording and so forth. I just stopped caring at some point. The multiple names.
what was the wrestling match that Andy
Hey, for the record, I didn't express an opinion, good, bad, right, or wrong. I just stated the facts.
Oh.
Norm.
Oh, what's the difference between a fact and an opinion, Steve?
So, Steve, I don't think...
You know what, Alistair is your name today. Why don't you take your own advice? Read a book instead of hanging out on Clubhouse, and you'll find the answer.
Projection alert. The projection alert detection system has been activated.